Hello hunters, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video for Solo Leveling Arise. In this video, we'll talk about the New Year Mission Challenge. It contains 7 rewards which you'll get after reaching certain points. And on the level 5 and 6, reward is a selector for a hunter and weapon. So if you're unsure on what to pick when you unlock these rewards, then you're in the right video because I'll give you advice on which hunter or weapon to pick. And by the way, this event will last for 3 months, and the missions to gather points are just daily things you do at the game. So rest assured you will get these rewards as long as you're consistent on clearing the missions daily. And finally, before we start, Season 6 for Partner Creator Plus program is now live. And if you haven't supported anyone yet on the program, consider supporting me. By supporting me as a content creator, you gain access to exclusive codes that I can send directly to you when we complete creator missions. Plus, every time you make a purchase, I receive a small percentage of points with no additional cost to you. Your support means the world and it keeps the content flowing. And it helps me rank higher on the current season. So I hope you consider to support me. And as of recording, we now have 5 awesome supporters on the list. Thank you so much, hunters. I will not let you down and make sure to deliver codes whenever possible. Alright, going back to the main topic about which hunter and weapon should you choose when you get the selectors on this mission challenge event. Starting with the hunter selection ticket, you have a lot to choose from here, but the recently released hunters like Ayla, Thomas, and Akari isn't here, but that's fine. These are already a large pool of hunters to pick, and we'll check which are the best ones you should pick. Starting with Chahai N, despite Thomas being released, she still holds her ground being one of the highest damage hunter. Her playstyle is easy to execute and she has crowd control immunity so she can deal consistent damage. Next is Gogan He, still the best breaker in my opinion and has a very great damage dealing potential while also buffing his team. Moving forward is Min. Now that we have 2 outstanding damage dealers, Min's values up with a notch. He can cater them with his kit since Cha and Thomas scales well with critical stats, especially if you reach him at A5 where he can increase the ult damage of his team. Next on the list is Saw Ji Woo, the OG breaker, the Cerberus killer before Alicia was out. She has a great breaking potential close to Gogan He, and the more advancements you get from her, the more she becomes deadly. And on the 5th spot, we have Gina and Hansemi. They're both great at supporting the team, so I decided to put them on the same position. Having them at higher advancements will definitely help your main hunters to deal more damage. But you should only resort to picking them if your main damage hunters are already at A5, since having them at A1 will suffice. Then for the other hunters that are not mentioned, I apologize in advance if you're looking forward to have your favorite hunter on the top list. But in terms of efficiency, the mentioned hunters are the greatest value as of recording. But that doesn't mean the other hunters are not useful or powerful, they just have less priority than the ones I've picked and you can always get them maxed instead on the custom drop. Here's the tier list for the summary of what you can consider to pick once you have the hunter selection ticket. Moving on to the hunter weapon selection ticket, to save your time, you can pick the weapon of the hunter you have chosen on the hunter selection ticket. But if you have them at A5, then here's what I recommend you pick. Sword of Light. This is a must to maximize Cha's damage output. It increases her skill and crit damage. Next is the Eternal Slumber. The more advancements you have on Min's weapon, the more damage increase buff it can give to the team. Moving forward is a Conviction and a Calling. If you haven't maxed out Gunhee's weapon, this is a fantastic choice. This increases his overall damage output while also adding a debuff to enemies' hit. Next is Another Level. If you have Mirei and at least an average built Woojin Chul, then this is a great option. This makes him break the enemies faster, and after the enemies are in break state, it increases the damage of the wind members for infinite duration. And on the 5th spot is the Solid Logic. Libora's exclusive weapon inflicts a debuff to enemies that increases the chance to inflict a crit. This goes on top of your crit stats, so that means you'll have higher damage output when combined with this weapon passive. Another disclaimer, the exclusive weapons for hunters that weren't picked doesn't mean they are useless. Either they just have a slightly lower impact than the ones we've discussed, or they only buff themselves, but will still result inferior to top 5. And here's the tier list for the summary of what you can consider to pick once you have the weapon selection ticket. And that wraps up this video. If you find this helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you think about this list and what you are picking. If you haven't supported anyone yet on the creator program, consider supporting me. I'll leave the link on the description and on the comments for you to check. Also, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and as always, happy gaming.